So guys, a very interesting expiry today, a very interesting one. I'm sure those of you who watched it appreciated how expiries can be tricky. So I think the most interesting part in today's expiry was the way the market moved in the last half an hour, right? So this move was very spectacular, and just to illustrate the point how how the impact of this move was on options. Take a look at this guy right here, 18,400 call option. This call option from 10 rupees went to 83 rupees thereabouts, right? So very powerful move happened, and I don't think people were um, not expecting it. I'm sure this kind of a move after 3 o'clock we are expecting some kind of a move or the other, but I think what was surprising was the intensity of the move. And this is just one example. By the way, there were other options that were, I think, even less than 1 rupee that went up like 20, 30, 40 times. So these kind of moves happen once in a while. I don't think they happen every time, but once in a while when they happen, then those people who play for the option expiry, they buy these cheap options, they get lucky. I personally don't like to do all that because I play for the probability. I don't want to play for playing for a jackpot. But anyway, that was the one interesting part. Apart from that, like Nifty was pretty much bullish throughout the day. Bank Nifty was very kind of mixed, right? Kind of sluggish. So it moved up along with Nifty throughout the day, and at one point looked like it was kind of coming down. But then in the second half, in the last 1 hour or so, it again joined the party, and Nifty Bank along with Nifty IT created that spectacular move towards 18,500 on Nifty. So we are basically back at the all-time highs now. Now exactly what will happen from here, this is something only time will tell. But from an expiry perspective, it was clearly a very bullish expiry. Now coming to my own trading, as I have mentioned last week that this month actually till the end of December, I will be conducting several experiments, some testing to make sure that we are automating our trade, our strategy, and we are also taking care of some of the corner cases. And that's what basically we did. We're not deploying a lot of capital, very limited capital, just to see how the concept works in reality and if there are any hiccups. Now there is one hiccup which clearly is causing some problem, and I will talk about that here. So this did not happen on Nifty, but it did happen on Bank Nifty. So if you see this 43,000 call option, at around 12:15, there was a very steep spike of prices, right? So this from 50 rupees, this option went to about 80 rupees. And the spike was even higher for the 42,900 call option, right? So 42,900 call option. This was even bigger. So this option basically went up from, I think, 75 rupees all the way till 150. And let me take one more. I think 43,100 call option. All these call options basically had a very steep move. So yeah, this guy went up, like I believe, yeah, this one actually went up till 45, right? So what is happening on these days is, I mean, if you compare this with what happened on Bank Nifty at that time, it was not very significant, right? So the move around this time was just, I think, this much. But just this much of a spike creates such a big effect on the option pricing that option sellers basically are at the receiving end of all these problems. Because, if you have an option, if you have sold this call option, it's very likely that your stop losses will get hit. Right. So if you have like 80 rupee call option, 80 rupee, it goes to 160, 2 times stop loss, most likely that it will get hit, right? So that is one of the challenges that we are facing, how to handle this kind of a spike. And I've mentioned this several times that this is something which we are trying to figure out how to do it. There are a couple of ideas that I'm working with, but I don't exactly have a good solution for this. Either way, that was one of the issues that we had to deal with. Apart from that, the day went pretty much as per the plan. I was doing a little bit of Nifty, very limited Nifty, mostly Bank Nifty according to the plan. No, not any big volume or as such. So things are working fine, and the orders are getting through automatically. The stop losses are being placed, trailing is happening, so things are working fine. So I'm looking a little bit more confident now to scale up a little bit from next week onwards. So as I said, this is going to be the month of experiments. So I probably will change some order volume next week and try out with different variation. And of course, the spike that I talked about earlier, that spike is something which we have to take care of, both sides, call option side and the put option side. In general, what is happening is that we are in a very, very bullish market. So we are expecting the market to keep going higher, or if at least not getting higher, at least holding on to certain levels, right? So 18,000 is like the closest level that we have as far as support is concerned. So that will be definitely one level to watch out for. Apart from that, I think these 3 o'clock moves are the ones which are kind of causing problems. So my recommendation to all of you guys is that it's better to wrap up your positions before 3 o'clock, so that you don't find yourself in this uncomfortable situation where you have a profit, but those profits are all wiped out in front of your eyes, right? So that's basically it, guys. I will keep you guys posted on how things are going, and I hope that we get better and better with our algo trading, and hopefully we are full scale operational by the beginning of January.